Okay.
So, Doctor, uh, my name is James Oluwale.
Okay.
I'm a graphic designer and IT specialist. Um, Considering that Nigeria's economic potential is a bit constrained by many structural issues, including inadequate infrastructure, tariff and non-tariff barriers to trade, we have obstacles to investment, lack of confidence in currency valuation, and limited foreign exchange capacity, right? How can we, what's the way forward now? How can we leverage ICT in influencing Nigeria's economic situation? What
Okay.
do you think about that, sir?
Thank you very much,
Thank you very
James.
much.
So, Doctor, that's the question for you. But Seun, please, can you continue with the question from Leslie?
All right, Leslie, thanks for that question. And I have to say that you made a very important point that our growth rate currently is not sustainable. Recently, we had a very significant jump, up to like 5%. But you know that if like you are on 0 and you are minus, then you went to -3, and you are now for -3 now grew by 5%. Doesn't mean that we have even stayed at the growth levels of 2015. We still have gone way lower in recent times. The reality of Nigeria is that our GDP per capita is also falling, which means that if you share the entire value production in Nigeria by its people. So if your growth rate is slower than population growth, your GDP per capita falls, which means the quality of life, by the time you take it as an average in Nigeria, is falling. These are what I call the existential questions for Nigeria. We know that we are in unprecedented times. The pandemic had significant effect on growth. But they always say that a lot of companies and countries have also recovered faster than we have. Because you look at them depending less on commodities, on volatile commodities like oil. We need to depend less in terms of export volumes on things like that. We also need to also look at the structure of governance, the cost of governance, like you mentioned. The cost of governance needs to come down significantly. That means we must be unapologetic. The problem is that when you bring up things of reform in Nigeria, it's always subject to political expediency. What will somebody think? How will they affect this person? And because of that, we have not been able to make game-changing decisions in Nigeria. That's something that I think we need to do. Finally, we talk about revenue. Revenue is a product of growth and the capabilities of state institutions. So if a society does not grow, or if 40 or 45% of its people are judged to be poor, then definitely you know that you're already shortchanged inside of revenue. Because it's not just having population, it's just also having human assets. It's someone that does not contribute taxes to the country, or does not engage in the productivity activity. It's technically not an asset to the country. And the government needs to deliberately invest in that kind of person to become an asset. So in my own view, when we look at revenue, maybe that's the wrong place to seek. The FIRS, LRS, and the other state institutions, they have the capacity to efficiently collect taxes. That would be one point to look at. And two, do we grow enough? Do we have enough people that are human assets, that they have the capabilities to pay taxes? That would be something that we have to do. Our revenue is in a very shameful place. And just because, also not honest around the tax architecture of this country. VAT is on the table now. Maybe tomorrow might be CIT. Maybe next tomorrow might be property taxes. But we're also not honest about these conversations. Thank you.
Thank you, Seun.